Good morning, Pisces. Good morning, Dream Weavers. Let's get into this. Last night I had a dream that I was running and I wasn't going to do a reading today. And then I decided I need to come talk to you because I've been getting a lot more sleep lately. I've been making it intentional to get more sleep. And so often we deprive ourselves of rest. We think we have to keep going. And they tell us that we need rest. You need to get enough rest so that you can lose weight, right? Like that. If your body's not well rested, your cortisol levels are up. And if your cortisol levels are up, your blood pressure is up. You're anxious, right? All these things. But the other thing that happens when you don't get enough sleep, you have trouble accessing the spiritual realm. And part of your spirit lives in that spiritual realm. This is where you heal. This is where the spiritual warfare happens. And this is where sometimes you go at night to heal things. And last night I dreamt I was like chasing something away. And for the last, I don't know if this is coincidence, but for the last 2 or 3 weeks, my blood pressure has been up. And I got up this morning without even taking my blood pressure medicine. And my blood pressure was like normal. So sometimes I'm just saying this to tell you that make sure that you are getting enough rest. You deserve it. It's part of gaining, it's part of obtaining your peace, right? It's part of that equation. And so often we think we have to earn it. But as a person like yourself, Pisces, who is very, very tapped in, tuned in, and you're getting even more downloads now. You're becoming more tapped into your spiritual self. You will find that you need more rest. And if you deprive yourself, you will find yourself being symptomatic. You will find that things happen. That, like for me, my blood pressure was elevated. And that was just telling me, you need more rest. And it's not something that you have to or you don't have to feel ashamed, or you don't have to feel guilty about needing rest. It is part of who you are because of what you do in the spiritual. So because of the gifts that you have, because of how tapped in you are, you need to get that rest. And so you don't need to feel guilty. And if someone is in your vicinity and making you feel guilty that's not your person. That's not your person. And the first card that fell out, for the first time, the card did not fly out onto the floor. Normally it flies out, but it did fly out while I was, and this is from my Dreamweavers deck that I created for the channel. It's for Pisces after 40, Dreamweavers. And this can relate, anyone can relate to these things, right? It's just that a lot of times these awakenings come to us after our 40s. So in our 40s, because we've been so tied to old routines and old habits and old institutions. So anyway, the card is Karmic Ties, and it says, release the cords that no longer serve you. Exactly. Release the cords. Release, can you see that? Release the ties. Let me see. I'm trying to see. For some reason, the focus is a little... Release the ties that no longer serve you. Can you see that now? I changed the setting. I can change it later. I was having issues with the focus. So I think that's better now. Release the cord that no longer serves you. And that cord is not always to other people. It's to our habits. Sometimes that cord is to our habits, like not getting enough rest. If you used to run on fumes before, with these gifts that you have coming in, you can no longer run on fumes. You need your rest. You need that time to do your work in the spiritual. Who knows? Maybe there's something I had to chase away. I don't know. Because I woke up literally feeling like my heart was racing and I was running. And I was actually afraid that my blood pressure was going to be up this morning. And ironically, it's down. So there was something that I needed to chase away. I couldn't even remember the whole dream. I just knew like that. I just knew I was chasing something away. Cut the ties with the things, with the beliefs and things that are no longer serving you. Step into that new version of yourself, the person that gets enough rest when they need it without guilt. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know what you do daily. You do a lot of work. You do a lot of work. You do a lot of work that other people don't see. Those prayers that you're putting out there throughout the day for the people in your life, those are things they don't see. That's something you do quietly. That takes energy. That takes fight. Because the prayers that you put out every day, Pisces, they're not just for you. They're for the people around you. And I don't know why I feel like crying, because I feel like a lot of you, as you're stepping into this new energy and this new version of yourself and these new gifts that you're getting, you're realizing that you have the power. You're realizing how much power you have to help others, and you're doing that. But if you're doing that, you got to release the karmic ties to things that aren't serving you, right? I'm going to share with you, because this is something that I've been talking about for a long time, that I talk about how much I love wine. And at some point, I had to cut back on the wine, right? So I love to drink wine with my husband, and I was drinking way too much wine. Coming to realize this is something that I've done in the past to probably numb a lot of the downloads that I was getting, because maybe I didn't know what was happening. And so I was blocking things out and using it because I didn't know how to control those boundaries with other people's energy. So I used it to block out other people's energy, is what I realized for me. And I believe maybe that might help someone out there to realize, if you're using substances in that way, that you may be using it to block out other people's energy, but it's not serving you. So at one point it wasn't serving me. I had symptoms. I was feeling sick. I wasn't well. So I had to cut back. But I thought I can occasionally drink this wine with my husband. And as I've received upgrades, and as I'm stepping into this new version of myself, I'm finding, no, I can't. Like, even 1 or 2 glasses is making me sick. So I've had to completely say no. It's not like you're reaching this point where it's no longer optional. It's no longer wishy-washy. You can't, I'm sorry guys. I just feel tearful, because it's like realizing, like, that part of you, like we keep saying that there's this part of us, and you may be hearing this a lot. There's this part of you that you have to let go. You got to let go. And we always think that karmic ties are to other people, but no, karmic ties are the ties that we have to other versions of ourselves, the people that we used to be. And those are the ties. Those are part of the ties that we're having to let go right now, that Pisces is having to let go. And you're going to find that it's harder to hold on. Like, it's not, maybe at one time you were given grace that you could teeter the line a little bit, and as you were making the transition, but the transition is here. It's time to cut it. I don't know who that's for, but especially the part about getting the sleep so first of all, you can rest and rejuvenate yourself, but also the fact that part of your spiritual gifts will be doing work in the spiritual realm. And that's for somebody. Maybe not everybody's there yet, but for those of you that are there, the rest is needed, because that's where the work is going to be done. That's where a lot of your work is being done. Anyway. That's what I'm hearing. Let's see what Spirit has. We're just going to pull some tarot. I'll pull a soul's truth for you at the end when we close this out. What message do we have for Pisces? Spirit. Page of Pentacles and Temperance. Page of Pentacles and Temperance. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Wands in reverse. Yes, releasing the burdens. See that? 10 of Wands in reverse. You're releasing the burdens. Release the karmic ties. You've been carrying them for a long time. And like I said, it's not always just people in your life. It's versions of yourself that you have to let go. Things that you do. Habits that you have that are no longer serving you. And so with the Page of Pentacles, Let me get my glasses because the writing is small and my eyes are like... This will allow you to focus on your goal. Like, this is you, your opportunities coming in, right? But as these opportunities are coming in, if you are with Temperance here, you need a calm atmosphere, and holding on to old versions of yourself right now creates a little bit of chaos because you're teetering the line. And I get it. I'm a Pisces. I'm there with you. We're used to working hard. We're used to teetering the line and doing it all, but you don't have to do it all. It's time to embrace the balance that Spirit is bringing into your life, so you can focus on your goals. Because I see here, you have with this Page of Pentacles, you have many opportunities and gifts that are not only going to help you, they're going to help others. What else, Spirit? And with the Temperance falling out, it's like, I feel like Spirit is guiding you, whether it's like those symptoms that you're feeling where you can, it's going to be undeniable, the ties, you're going to know those ties that you need to let go of. Like Spirit smacking you with the truth right now about the ties that you need to let go of. Whether it's through symptoms, like I said, my blood pressure was elevated. Let me share with you, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, my blood pressure was 200 over 110. It's just time to go. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. This is what comes in for you as you release this. And I'm specifically feeling like this is not related to other people. This is you now. I think you've done all the cord cutting with other people. That was maybe not easy, but that was the easier part, right? Because it's not you. But now that you've done the work with others, it's time to release those versions of yourself that are no longer serving you. Because there's more coming. You're about to, the celebration's coming in, but for the celebration that's coming in and the opportunities that are coming in, you're about to reap. There are some opportunities and some things that you've been asking for, and those things are coming. They're coming. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands. But you don't want to miss those opportunities by holding on to old versions of yourself, right? By not getting enough rest. And getting enough rest, that's just one version of yourself. It might be different things, like different habits. Like I mentioned, I was drinking wine and still drinking like maybe a couple glasses of this wine with my husband, and I just had the last couple of weeks had to say no more, right? It was like one of the last things that I enjoyed doing with him, because it's not always things, those karmic things usually they're things that come to you and they're things that you enjoy, but they're karmic in your life and they hinder your progress in one way or another. And you would never think that having a glass of wine or two would hinder your progress, but Spirit is here to tell you when it is. When it's something that's maybe someone else can do it, right? But I can't. Maybe there's something that you can do. Maybe there's something that I can do that you can't. But specifically because of your path, because of your life purpose, it's something that Spirit is asking you to cut out of your life and telling you that it's karmic, either through symptoms. You'll see the signs, whatever that is for you. So it's like you have to release it so that you can hear the call. And I have to tell you, if you would have asked me 5 or 6 years ago, I would have told you, oh, hell no, I'm not. I'll always drink wine. I'll always drink wine. But when you upgrade to new versions of yourself and you have to make a choice between if whether or not you want to drink wine or do you want to step into your purpose, for example, right? I'm just using myself for an example. Do I want to drink wine or do I want to step into my purpose? Am I ready for this celebration? All these opportunities that I asked for, if it's something, and usually it's going to be something. It's ironic that you're going to be asked to release something or some version of yourself that really served you at one time, that maybe you really enjoyed. And it could be, and it could even be like the way that you interact with other people. And it's going to be a little bit at a time. Like you're going to see maybe there's a way that you respond to people that Spirit is saying, no, I don't want you to do that anymore. And you're going to hear the call. You're going to hear the call. You might do it, but it's going to be like, no, like you're moving to this next step. This is not how I want you to respond. There's a new way. There's a new way of being for you. I hope that's making sense. I hope that's making sense. Let me put my glasses back on because the writing on these cards are way too small. Queen of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. And what I'm hearing is that as you do this, as you release, it's even though you thought like this other version of you served you, as you are cutting this version of yourself out, you're stepping into your confidence. Maybe some of you out there aren't even realizing that these cords, these karmic ties are stopping you from stepping, maybe hindering you from truly stepping into this beautiful version of yourself, this Queen of Wands. And as you do this, you are aligning with Spirit, right? Sometimes we think like stepping into the 10 of Pentacles is aligning with someone else. Sometimes that 10 of Pentacles is aligning yourself with Spirit for some of us. It's different for everyone. And there could still be someone else in your life, but the fact that you have to align with Spirit to show up in this aura, this Queen of Wands, you have a specific, there's a specific vibe. There's a high vibration that Spirit needs you to be in, to come into union and receive this 10 of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. What did I say? Union. The opposite of this union and this balance is chaos, right? If you turn the Two of Pentacles upside down, you have chaos. And that's how you know, that's how you will know if there's something that you need to let go of. If that thing that you're doing, that tie, that old version of yourself is bringing chaos into your life, you have to let it go to turn the Two of Pentacles upright, to bring balance. And so right now you're learning, you're getting downloads about the things, even though a lot of you have brought a lot of things into balance, but that final step, that final initiation into union with Spirit is asking you to release some last minute things. Some last minute things that you thought maybe weren't a big deal, but now you're getting the downloads that yes, this is a big deal. It's time to let go. And you'll hear it. For everybody, it's going to be different. It's not going to be one. I mean, I gave some examples for myself that what I've been hearing over the last couple of weeks. But for everybody, it's going to be a little bit different. Because I would have never thought, honestly, that my blood pressure would be up. I've done so many things. I've lost weight. I'm pretty healthy. But it's like that last thing. Let go of stress. Get enough sleep. Oh, the sun is at the bottom of the deck. Yes. Let's see. Any other messages for Pisces spirit? Any other messages for Pisces before we close this out? I think the message is clear. This Eight of Pentacles has been following you. And the Seven of Wands. Exactly. The things that you're going to be asked to do, you need to find work-life balance, and getting rest is part of work-life balance to step into your creativity. And because the truth is that as we get upgrades, as you initiate, there are more challenges. Seven of Wands. There will always be challenges, right? But the way you deal with those challenges is going to be, as you bring balance into your life, the way you deal with those challenges will be through the new version of you. It's going to be a lot different, and it's going to be resolved. Those challenges won't be as stressful as they were in the past, as you're stepping into this new version of yourself and letting go of the karmic ties. And that's what you want. Because we know that there are always challenges, that things are always changing, right? There's always change. Look at how many changes we're seeing out there in the world. But can you imagine somebody who's in a low vibration as opposed to somebody who's in a high vibration? How are they dealing with all these changes? It's different. And it doesn't mean that because you're in a high vibration that it's easier, or not that it is easier, but that just because you're in a high vibration that you don't feel the changes that are happening, that you don't feel the challenges. But are you equipped? If you're a high vibration, you're more equipped to handle those challenges and keep yourself balanced. You're more equipped to hear the call when Spirit says, do this, don't do this. This is, let go of this. Because it's not as if, because you're elevated, that you won't have karmic relationships that come through. But are you going to go through the cycle with them? Or are you just going to reflect it back to them and keep it moving? But yeah, I think that's all I have from Spirit today. Let's pull a Soul's Truth card and close this out for you today. It's so easy to think sometimes to go back to being that old version of ourselves, right? It's easy until it's not, until Spirit says it's not. You're done. You're being called to another place to do something else, and to be called, being called to that place means that you cannot be that old version of yourself anymore. One Soul's Truth card for Pisces, please, to close this out. I like to pull these ahead of time for this reason, but that's okay. What excuses am I making right now? No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. Exactly. Listen to your heart. As you're letting go of part of these ties, right? Like, it may seem strange to other people around you, but it doesn't matter. If you're ready and you're ready to take the call, then it's ready. Then it's time. It's just time. No more excuses about whatever it is that you're being called to do. You know, it's going to be different for everyone. All right, Pisces. Let's keep weaving that dream together. I will see you in the next one.